A country that was once poor about 150 years ago, today, among attributes, it is considered number one for being economically stable, safe, and least corrupt. And while people may not see it as the sexiest place, they would like to live there. So, what is the secret behind Switzerland's success? Let's jump straight into it. People love our country without always knowing why. These are the words of Jacques Pitteloud, Switzerland's ambassador to the US and a veteran diplomat. What people love about us is our reliability and our predictability. Pitteloud thinks Switzerland's success is like a recipe with lots of ingredients, such as having a strong economy, everyone agreeing on important things, and a history of helping other countries make peace. Well, for us to see how well Switzerland is doing, we have to start by looking at some big numbers. In 2022, its money-making power, the gross domestic product, was a whopping $807 billion, putting it with the biggest shots in the world. Unlike the US and Europe, which got hit hard by rising prices, Switzerland managed to avoid most of that trouble. Its inflation rate last year was just 2.84%, way lower than the European Union and less than half of what happened in the US. Transparent and competitive taxation. Switzerland stands out as a unique case when it comes to taxes, not fitting the typical tax haven label, but still offering more appealing tax conditions than many Western countries. It's a bit like the cool rebel in the tax world. Despite not being officially labeled a tax haven, Switzerland manages to maintain tax rates that are the envy of its Western counterparts. This isn't just propaganda, as some politicians might claim when trying to justify their high taxes. Switzerland enjoys both a welfare state and first-class infrastructure. For example, the main value-added tax, VAT rate, is just 7.7%, making Germany's 19% and Spain's 21% look pretty steep. When it comes to personal income taxes, it depends on the canton, like a region. But on average, Swiss taxpayers, who often earn good salaries, pay between 15% and 25%. Corporations, too, enjoy relatively low tax rates, ranging from 12% to 22% of their profits, depending on the canton. Even the property transfer tax, similar to the UK stamp duty, is modest, ranging from 1% to 3% for home purchases. Inheritance taxes, though complex and varying by canton, averaged 1.4% of the inherited capital in 2019. Now, despite these lower tax rates, Switzerland manages to keep its tax burden at 27.8% of GDP, much lower than Spain's 37.3%. The secret sauce? It is reflected in lower unemployment rates, 4% compared to 16%, a higher percentage of adults in the workforce, 81% compared to 64%, and higher wages, a testament to Switzerland's more developed and efficient economy. I have always believed that running deficits or surpluses is, in the long run, a choice, not a result of fate. And Switzerland has always rejected high public deficits. Sound public finances. Switzerland has this impressive trait of sound public finances, making it stand out on the world stage. The political system's rigidity makes it tough for politicians to promise freebies just to win votes, and Swiss society is all about considering how today's government actions affect the country's future. This setup puts Switzerland in an envy-worthy spot. The solid public finances not only ensure economic stability, but also result in a manageable public debt. What's more, they can cover this debt with their own savings. Thanks to the large trade surpluses, Switzerland exports way more than it imports. Another advantage of having such a good macroeconomic position is that its currency, the Swiss francs, is the strongest in the world. Its purchasing power is high because it's seen as a safe haven. Despite what some might argue using fancy economic terms, having a strong currency is a massive plus. It means Switzerland can sell its products at higher prices, get goods at lower prices, and let its people and businesses invest outside the country with ease. Moving on, we have world-class infrastructure. I know you are asking yourself, how has infrastructure made the Swiss economy strong? Now, Switzerland doesn't just shine in finance. Its world-class infrastructure is like the Swiss Army knife of the economy, boosting trade, tourism, and mobility. Picture this: efficient trains that almost never miss a beat, always running on time and offering a bang for your buck. If you've had the pleasure of riding them, you know exactly what I mean. Now, despite being a country surrounded by mountains, Switzerland has this impressive road network that puts it at the heart of Europe. It's like they said, mountains, no problem. That's not enough. Switzerland takes to the skies with a leading position in air travel, boasting one of the world's highest ratios of passengers to inhabitants. All these transportation wonders make Switzerland a top pick for both companies and individuals looking for a place to do business. And the ripple effect? It brings loads of positive benefits to society. Speaking of companies, Switzerland dominates high-value sectors like machinery, pharmaceuticals, watches, jewelry, precious metals, chocolate, cheese, and luxury tourism. They've got a hand in everything classy and top-notch. And while the financial industry makes up 12% of its GDP and 6% of unemployment, Switzerland's strength extends far beyond finance. Not to mention, Switzerland is the proud home of major global corporations like Nestle, Novartis, Roche, UBS, Credit Suisse, Swiss Re, Zurich Insurance, and ABB. Check this out. The MSCI World Index, which tracks developed market economies, gives Switzerland the second largest weight among European nations and the fourth largest globally, trailing only the United States, Japan, and the United Kingdom. And here's a surprising fact. While Switzerland boasts headquarters for many giants, over 99% of its companies are small and medium-sized. It's like a nation of economic David and Goliaths. And for the gold enthusiasts out there, Switzerland is the place to be. Why, you ask? They refine a whopping 70% of the world's gold production. To top it all, geopolitical neutrality. Switzerland's long-standing neutrality is like a unique card in its economic deck. Unlike many other nations, it wisely stayed out of major wars, and that's been a huge positive. While it's true that Switzerland benefited from trading with both sides during the world wars, that was more of a short-term deal. The real jackpot was avoiding the massive destruction that comes with wars, no loss of lives, no wrecked homes, factories, or infrastructure. While other European countries spent years rebuilding after World War II, Switzerland had a head start in moving forward. Now, some economists might argue that rebuilding can kickstart an economy, but here's the twist: resources are finite. Switzerland's strategy of not having to rebuild everything allowed it to focus on developing new sectors instead. It's like they said, why fix what's broken? Let's build something new! And that's been a key factor in Switzerland's economic success story. Wow, Switzerland's economic success is mind-boggling, right? Now tell me this, if given a chance today, would you love to live in this country? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the insights. Stay curious, and see you in the next video.